bright and vibrant flavors. I threw in some mint in a couple different recipes, which is a fantastic healthy herb. It's one I don't use a ton of because personally I prefer some of the other herbs over it, but I wanted to incorporate it and introduce it to you guys and see if it's one that you really like in your items there. And I think it's a quick and easy execution item too, or menu items for this week. A little bit of a smaller shopping list as well. Avocados, bananas, lemons, some plain rice cake, salt, paprika, turmeric. If you don't have turmeric, but you do have curry powder, you can use that in both of the recipes that we would use turmeric in. Big old tub of baby spinach. Usually when I'm using baby spinach in a recipe or a meal planner, I try to incorporate it in multiple recipes to make sure we use up that spinach in 1 week, but you can get one of the big tubs. Carrots, if you have baby carrots, is what I keep around. A little bit of celery to go with our chicken salad, cilantro, cucumber, garlic. Green beans, again, mint. So that's like going to be one big bunch of mint, not one of the small containers if we're going to go with all the recipes we're doing this week. Mushrooms, pick whatever mushroom you like. I always like to grab a variety of mushrooms if possible. Parsley, as usual. The parsley to me can go in different items, but it's always an optional item to me. Red onion, yellow onion. If you wanted to go all yellow onion, you could. Some zucchini. Chicken breast, again, same as last week. To me, I would buy 1 pound of chicken breast raw and then 3/4 to 1 pound container of the shredded rotisserie chicken from your deli station to make for a quick and easy lunch Monday. Really want you guys to try that this week. The green ground turkey, some haddock. You could get cod or any other white fish you have there. Shrimp and tilapia. First time I'm putting tilapia on the menu here, and I highly recommend if you go with tilapia, try to go get the fresh tilapia from the seafood counter and see what the fillets look like. I don't use a lot of tilapia in my recipes because the farmed frozen tilapia is lower quality. So I try to get a fresh Gulf of Mexico tilapia or Florida tilapia that's not a farm raised one is going to be a much tastier and healthier product for you. So with the tilapia, try to avoid the Chinese frozen farm raised one. Go with a fresh Gulf of Mexico one. 4 slices whole grain bread or sourdough, a little Dijon mustard, or if you have yellow mustard, use that. Red wine vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of butter this week, and some egg, plain Greek yogurt, unsweetened almond milk. Again, you could just use coconut milk. You could use cow's milk. If you do, I recommend organic grass-fed. And you could just use your protein powder mixed with water if you wanted to for the shake this week, as we got that. So let's jump right into it. So our mint chocolate shake we have, mint chocolate obviously is a very popular combo. So I thought that was a great way to incorporate in the mint and introduce it to you guys. Some dark chocolate chips, never hurt. A little bit there. Some turmeric, eggs, and spinach on toast. Again, just incorporating a little bit of spice into your eggs can help liven up the dish and add some depth of flavor and some extra antioxidants. So again, if you have curry powder, use curry powder. If you have turmeric, just use some turmeric. Turmeric, a fantastic antioxidant-rich spice. Really want you to try the Greek yogurt chicken salad here. I'm excited to make this one, and I designed it to be served over top of a rice cake with a little bit of avocado on it. It should be a fantastic lunch. And if this is the lunch you do for the rest of the week, that would be fine too if you don't like using leftovers. This is one I made specifically for multiple of you guys out there. You either don't like using leftovers for lunch or you're on the road and it's difficult for you to heat something up. Something like this is a fantastic alternative to be able to take with you and do on the road. You could bring avocado cups, like smashed avocado cups or guacamole cups, like the individual scoop and serve ones with some rice cakes, or just build yourself a little lunch with it, or just scoop this with some carrot sticks and celery sticks, guys. But using the yogurt instead of mayonnaise and sour cream really transforms your chicken salad from a burdensome, unhealthy food to a protein-packed, probiotic-rich powerhouse of a lunch. And so this is a great alternative, guys, for people that are on the go with their lunches. Highly encourage you to try this week. And again, if you grab the shredded rotisserie chicken, pre-cooked chicken from the deli section in your grocery store, it's going to make it quick, easy, and convenient too. All right, here's the other part. And like I said in my email, I encourage you to give this a shot. Not as hard as you might think with a little bit of frozen pea puree here. quick, easy, and convenient, full of flavor. If you just use the peas and you don't make a puree out of it, that's fine too. You could turn it into a one-pan dish and throw your frozen peas when your turmeric turkey is halfway being cooked, and you'll be good to go there. Shrimp and chickpea stew with rice. If you needed a little bit of rice for this dinner too, you could. It is that one's a little bit less carbs. This one, you got your rice. You could do quinoa. You could do brown rice. You could do any grain you wanted to. But what I wanted to highlight in this dish is some beans and some legumes. I think are just a very underutilized cooking ingredient that are extremely health promoting and great for you. So I like to incorporate beans, and it doesn't have to be boring. You could put a can of chickpeas into a little flavorful kind of Creole stew that we got going on here, and it's going to be a great way to sneak them in. This is an interesting dish I did here. I use arrowroot powder in multiple recipes, so you probably have purchased it sometime over the last month here. But if you don't, you could just use cornstarch, or you don't have to use it at all. It just is going to add a little bit of a breaded type of feel to your chicken if you cook it in this style. And again, we turn it into a one-pan dish. This is another low-carb one, and that's fine too. Again, the tilapia, as I mentioned, try to get a fresh tilapia from Florida or America, not the Chinese frozen farm-raised individual ones. They're just not health foods, guys. I would rather you chose a different fish or just went chicken. Again, there's 3 different seafood items on the menu this week. So if you're not a seafood lover, you could sub one of them out for a chicken or a beef item. But I would encourage you, if you're not getting enough omega-3s, to take a fish oil pill. But this little fresh salsa with the cucumbers and the mint, classic combination, a little bit of lemon or lime juice if you want to go in there, is going to bright, vibrant flavor, quick and easy, delicious meal. And then the parchment baked haddock, or like I said, you could use cod if you got the fresh tilapia and you want to double down on that and go on this. Again, the parchment kind of but bakes everything together, steams it all together in one dish. It's kind of like a fancier way of cooking here. But if you don't have the parchment and you just want to put this all together and bake it off on a sheet tray, you could totally do that, and it would be quick, easy. This just helps kind of like keep all the flavors in there together and really soak into the fish and keep it moist and beautiful. The parchment will help do. If you have questions on any of these recipes, again, guys, if you have a question on a recipe and you're not using parchment paper and you're subbing something else out, use the community, the Chef's Theory Health community, for little questions like that. Hey, Max, I want to cook this meal, but I don't have this. Give me a quick couple of steps, and I can help you out there, dude. Usually I see your guys' comments pretty quickly, and if I see it the time relevant comment, I'll try to get to it quickly like that. Happy eating this, guys. Really encourage you to open up and try some of these recipes here and enjoy them. Any questions, let me know, and looking forward to our next session. Take care now.